Hey everybody, I'm Kagome, and today is December 9th, I believe. Little brain fog right there. That's one of the things I wanted to talk to you guys about today, brain fog. But I want to start out by saying I am not a physician. So, you can take my advice on this video, but feel free, I advise you to always speak to your doctor before doing anything you haven't done before or trying new things, or if you have any serious questions about your health. So, with that said, I'll start. Since I was talking about brain fog, I'll go ahead and go there first. Brain fog is caused by chemotherapy. I didn't know this before. They don't even tell you about it at the doctor, really. They don't list it as one of the side effects. But I'll tell you what it is. It's forgetfulness. And sometimes you can forget to the point where you think there's like something wrong with you. That's actually how I found out about it, because I thought there was really something going on with me, because I was forgetting a whole lot of stuff. I forget people's names. I forget conversations. I forget what I'm doing right now with this video. So I had to write it all down. So, but anyways, there are ways to deal with it. It can be serious. Sometimes, they said sometimes it goes away and sometimes it doesn't. It has not gone away with me. It has not gotten better. It seems to have gotten worse. So, I'll tell you the things I have to do. As far as being able to remember different things, when I come home, I have to put certain things in a certain place every single day, or I will never find it. My sunglasses have to always be in one place. My keys have to always be in one place. Everything I have has to go in a certain place, or it's lost. It's just lost. It could be sitting like right beside the place that I normally put it, but I won't be able to find it. I'll spend all day looking for it. And another thing is I have to write everything down. I got a notebook, or more like one of those calendar portfolio things that can fit in my purse, and I write down every single thing. I have to write down doctor's appointments. I have to write down things I have to do that day. I have to, sometimes I even have to write down people's names. If I meet somebody new and I get a phone number, I have to take a picture of that person, and then I have to put their name by the picture. Then I have to put a hint of who the person was, or like where I met them, like beside their picture in my phone, or I won't remember who they are. I have people on my phone right now. I have no idea who they are. I meet people on the street and they call me by my name and I have no idea who they are. Half the time I can't remember my doctor's names, and I've seen them like over and over and over and over, but I just can't. I can't remember a little kid's name. Some people in my family, I can't remember their names. Not my immediate families, but like maybe the younger kids or people I don't see a whole lot. If I don't see them every day, I can't remember who they are. I can't remember a lot of the people I went to school with. So, you know, it can get bad. I like to cook a lot, so I write down my recipes when I can, because I'll make something and then I'll never be able to make it again because I don't know what I put in it. You know, it's like things like that. Or I'll do things and I don't remember I did them. Make plans and not remember that I made plans. And, you know, it's different things like that. And it can be very, very frustrating. So you have to remember to write it down. Write it down, even though it's really aggravating. I'm not going to lie. I was out of town once, and I had my notebook in the grocery store with me. I lost it. Lost my notebook. I was completely just lost without it. But I called around to all the places we had been, and the guy at the grocery store had found my notebook in the cart. And I guess he saw all the stuff I had written inside of it, and they saved it for me, and I was able to come back and get it, because I was just feeling like it was just the end if I didn't have that notebook, because there's nothing, I couldn't remember anything really that was in it. So, with that said, just remember you have to write the stuff down. Try not to get too frustrated. It will be frustrating. You have to kind of tell people that you might forget things that they tell you. If you meet somebody new and they tell you about their job, you probably won't remember it in like the next 10 minutes. They tell you their last name, you probably won't remember. it's just like that. I have to tell people all the time. I explain it to them. Look, I'm having this conversation with you, but tomorrow I might not remember half the things we said. I mean, there's really nothing you can do about it. I heard there were some medications or something that you could probably take that would help, but I don't know. The doctor hasn't told me anything about it, and I really don't want to take anything else. I'm so tired of taking medicine that, I'm just here with medication. I don't want to do it anymore. My diet is really good, and I don't know what else I can do for it. I know I don't have like Alzheimer's or nothing like that, so I'm satisfied. That was the first thing. Another thing that you will probably deal with, most people, if not all people, deal with sadness and depression, mood swings, all of that. When you find out you have cancer, through the time you have cancer, through the time after your cancer is gone, when you're doing chemo, when you're doing radiation, all of that. There will be a time when you will be sad or frustrated or upset. I know you'll be angry when the doctor tells you, hey, look, you have cancer, we have to do this and that and the other. You're going to be angry. You're going to be upset. You have to try not to let it take over your life. There are some things that can help you with your depression, your anxiety. Some people go on medications. Some people pray, meditate. I did that. You have to do a lot of like visualizations and relaxation type things. Try to relax, laying in a dark place, trying to think positive. You must always think positive as much as you can. That comes in with, sometimes people don't want to know how bad their cancer is or the prognosis, or if the doctor thinks that they may not survive. They don't want to know. So I didn't want to know. In the beginning, I did not want to know. And we just all said, I'm going to survive. So it doesn't really matter what stage cancer I have. I eventually had to find out for other reasons. But in the beginning, I said, no, don't tell me. Let's just do the treatments. Let's just get this done. We're going to be okay. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say I didn't cry. I didn't get angry. I was never upset. I wasn't sad. I was never depressed. I was very upset. I was sad a lot. I cried a lot. I cried in private. I didn't really cry in front of people because that's just not my thing. It's okay to cry, but I just feel like it probably makes the people around you kind of uncomfortable. So you're crying all the time. So I tried to keep that in private, more or less at nighttime, especially if you have kids and stuff. If your children see you crying, it's going to upset them. It's going to make things a little harder on you, because then you're going to be stressed out because your kids are so worried. So no, I mean, there's a lot of other things you can try to occupy your mind with. You're going to feel lonely. One of the things I can suggest is to try to make friends online, because sometimes you're gonna feel by yourself. You have friends out in the real world, but all around you, life is gonna feel like it's going on, and it is. Life is gonna go on around you without you. Your friends are gonna go on without you, with their lives. They're not gonna sit around looking at you, or they're not really going to understand your situation. They're going to do things that you probably can do, but they're just going to assume that you don't want to, or you can't do it. So they're not going to really invite you to go out and do things, or, go out and hang out with them the way that they did before. They're pretty much going to leave you in the house. I'm not saying they're not going to come visit you. They're going to come visit you, but it's not going to be like an everyday thing. You're not going to see people all the time. You're not going to talk to people all the time. You're not going to want to talk to people all the time. But one of the things I did was, I did get online, and I talked to people online. I know there are support groups for cancer online. I tried those. It was kind of boring, actually. It was kind of boring. People just talk about cancer all the time. So I went on the regular, just plain old social sites. Now the social site is Facebook, that's the place to be. At the time, I was on Black Planet all the time, in the chat rooms. So that's what I did to help pass the time, so I wouldn't feel so lonely. Because you can get lonely sitting in your room all the time, stuck in your room, laying in bed, you know? So, and there are like so many apps on your smartphones and stuff now. I didn't have a smartphone back then. I had to get up and get on my computer. My computer was like right by my bed. And I could get up and get on my computer for a little while, and then I could just lay back down. So that was one of the things I did. I prayed all the time. I slept a lot. Sorry, my hair keeps getting in my eye. Rest is really good for you because you're going to be tired. But sometimes you really want to be out. You don't want to be in bed all the time. I know one of the things my family did for me, because I was 25 years old and while I had cancer, I was at home with my parents. They took one of those inflatable beds and put it right in the living room for me. If there was a day I felt like I wanted to just come out and be with the family, I couldn't always do that. But if I felt like I wanted to come out and be with the family, they would inflate the bed right in the middle of the living room and just like close the blinds, because I couldn't take a whole lot of light all the time. They just closed the blinds, and then I come out and I could lay on the inflatable bed for a while, and I could be with everybody. I didn't have to be in my room by myself all the time, you know? And so that's one thing you can talk to your people about if you're living at home with them or if you're staying with somebody, because you don't always want to be alone in bed by yourself, you know? Okay, another thing is pain. There's going to be pain sometime during the situation if your cancer is far along. If they caught it like super duper early and you just gotta have just a mild like laser surgery or something, you might be okay. But for me, there was pain. There was pain from surgery. I had a mastectomy and a lymphectomy. There was pain from that. There was pain from healing. There was pain from the shots that I had to get after chemotherapy. There was pain from being sick all the time. There was pain from diarrhea. There was pain from, there was pain from radiation because it burns your skin. It just slowly burns your skin. So it's very painful. The most really you can do for pain is to talk to your doctor about medications. I know a lot of people some people don't want to take the medicine when they're sick, but I was not one of those. I do not like pain. It hurts a lot. It was awful. So, and sometimes the medicines don't work. You're still in pain. So I can imagine not having the medication and just being in pain from being burned from radiation or, from surgery, not being able to move and laying in bed and, just there's physical pain and then there's emotional pain, and it kind of just, emotional pain makes the physical pain worse, and it's like all mashed up together and you just gotta like, I can't take it anymore. But just make sure you talk to your doctor about your concerns. If your pain medicine is not working, make sure you talk to them. Tell them that it's not working so they can try to tweak it or whatever they can do. I was medicated all the time. I'm not gonna lie, I hallucinated and everything. I was so medicated, but I knew I was hallucinating, so it didn't really bother me. I kind of enjoyed the company, But anyways, as far as that goes, there's medication, and then of course there's meditation, like I said before, for like sadness and anxiety. You can do that too. You can pray as well. Anything like that, anything to kind of take your mind off of it. Sleeping, when you're asleep, you don't really feel pain. I slept a lot, like I said before. And try not to do things that you cannot do. Don't overdo. If you just had surgery, don't try to lift on heavy things that are going to cause you more pain. For me, it was a breast surgery. I had a pillow, and whenever I get up, you can just feel the heaviness of like everything. So I'll take the pillow and press it up against my chest and hold my arm in, because I had pain in my chest and my arm from both surgeries. And I press it up against here and then get up. You have to try to, know your body. You have to know your body. And as far as the pain from, there was a a shot that I always had to get 3 days after I had a round of chemo. I can't remember what it was called, but it was to help your white blood cells get up so that you wouldn't get infections and stuff like that. Because sometimes the chemo caused your blood cells to drop so low that you get sick. People couldn't be around you. You had to be isolated. You had to be on your own. If you went out, you had to wear a mask. You know? So they give you this shot. And I can't remember what it is, but it'll give you flu-like symptoms. And that's what they called it anyway. It felt like every bone in your body was just radiating with pain, like boom, boom, like all day long for like a week. It'd do that, like boom, boom, boom. It's like every time something touched you, it hurt. Everything just hurt. Your face hurt, your arms hurt, your legs hurt, your bones hurt, your fingers hurt from chemo. They hurt and then they go numb, and then I don't know, your toes would hurt. It feel like people sticking needles inside of your fingers and stuff all the time. Your nails turn black and sometimes they fall off, and it's just, all of it is just no good. But anyway, as far as pain, make sure you talk to your doctor and see what's out there, see what they can help you with. Another thing is nausea. Nausea is a big deal for cancer patients who are going through chemotherapy. The number one thing I can say about nausea is to try and prevent it before it happens. There's a tea called ginger root tea, and it has lemon in it. I found the first time I had chemo, I did not have any of this tea. I went to chemo, and when I came home, about 30 minutes after I got home, I was immediately told down, sick, spewing like the exorcist, like all over the place, crawling on the floor. I could not even make it to the bathroom sick, like horribly sick, like just bad to the point where there's just nothing left and you're still going, just like that. But I'll tell you, I got this ginger root tea the next time, the night before I had my next round of chemo. I drank ginger root tea. I drank a cup that night. I sipped it because, you know, after when you start having chemo, you have to sip your fluids or you get sick. Don't try to just chug a glass of water. It's not going to stay down. Everything you do, sip small bites and things like that. Just do everything like really small and slowly, or you'll never keep it down. So the night before I went in, I drank a cup of ginger root tea. The morning I was supposed to get in, I get up and I drank another cup, you know, slowly, of ginger root tea. And then when I got back home after chemo, I do another cup of ginger root tea. I'll tell you, it works wonders. Like, you feel nauseous. They give you medicine for it. They give you medicine for nausea while you're having chemo. They give you medicine to take home with you. But sometimes it just, all of that together, it just doesn't work. So, but I have to say, this ginger root tea works amazingly. If you don't want to be all dehydrated because you can't keep anything down, buy some ginger root tea. Use the ginger root tea and just sip it slowly. Sip it. You still may get sick. More than likely, you'll get sick. But it will not be as bad. After I started drinking the ginger root, it was nowhere near as bad as it was before I had it. You know? So I strongly recommend it. And even if you can't find the tea already done, have somebody get you some ginger, just the root, and you know, peel it and boil it for a while, and so you can drink the water or drink it with honey or something like that. Have them do that for you, and it'll really help you. Also, as far as nausea, for me, nausea and pain, really, I kept popsicles. I was pretty much living off popsicles. Not just any kind of popsicles, but they had to be like the really cheap brand popsicles in the little skinny plastic tube that when you're a kid, like they melt and you could drink them out of the tube, you know, like those really cheap ones that come like 100 in a box for like $4. I lived on those. Somebody got me some popsicles on a stick once, and they was like, ugh. It was disgusting. But these little really cheap ones, I guess they didn't have a whole lot of flavor, you know, because when you're on chemo, your taste buds are just, everything is gross. But these didn't have a whole lot of flavor. And I'd get them and I could sit up. If I ate popsicles, I could sit up in the living room for a while, like just sucking on popsicles for like 30 minutes, and I could stay up and watch some TV. But then I had to go lay back down. But they kept me hydrated because of the ice. And they kept my mouth kind of moist, you know, ice. So you can try that, or you can probably just try eating ice, but regular ice. But I just love the popsicles were just so good to me, and they just soothe everything. They soothe everything on the inside, and they were so cooling. Like, because I had hot flashes all the time from the chemo, and it just be so hot. You didn't even have any hair, but it's like it felt like steam was rising up out of your scalp or something. It was crazy. As far as the hot flashes and stuff like that, I just get a cold towel, and it's cold, wet towel, like wet, and just flop it right down on top of my head, and I'll be good. It make me feel so much better. Sometimes I'd even go out on the porch and sit out in the rain and just feel like, that's how, like, in my mind, that's how it sounded in my mind, like the rain be hitting my head and be one steaming, like fumes coming out my head. But anyway, that's that. The next thing would be constipation, which is a really, really, really big deal. It's one of the main symptoms. The main symptoms after you have chemotherapy, after surgery as well, because of all the medication that they give you. You will get constipation. I know that's kind of embarrassing to even think about. You got to call the doctor about it. You got to tell your family, hey, I need something for constipation. But hey, you got to do it or you're going to be sick. You have to handle that. I'm telling you, it's so important. First thing, there's going to be a nurse on call all the time at your doctor's office. You can call the nurse. You can get advice from your advice nurse. She's going to tell you some simple things. First, she's going to tell you that you need to get some prune juice. And when you get the prune juice, don't drink cold prune juice. Keep it in the refrigerator. Excuse me. But don't drink cold prune juice. Drink it warm. Put it in the microwave. Put it in a little bowl, and put it in the microwave and warm it up. It'll work better that way. And it's really nasty, but just do it. You have to do it. So just drink the prune juice. And then you have to drink water after you drink the prune juice. If you don't drink the water after you drink the prune juice, it's not going to work. It's just going to be in your stomach, making you feel horrible. So drink the water. That's the number one thing. Number two, you have to kind of get your system going, like your stomach. You have to get it moving. So I would suggest, like, everybody knows exercise helps your stomach, helps your digestion and stuff like that. You're not going to be able to get up and like do a whole lot of stuff, but you can sit in your chair and kind of twist, just twist a little, like side to side, just, you know, twisting your body side to side. That helps a whole lot. Like, you could just stay over here for a while, put your arm over your knee and just twist a little bit and just stay there and just breathe, and then do the other side. You can also, there are videos on YouTube for massage for digestion. You can massage your stomach. You're probably not going to be wanting to rub it too much because it's like, you know, but you can massage your stomach and get everything moving and stuff like that, you know. It's important when you're in there sitting that you're going to want to like push a whole lot, but don't push a lot. You know, try to relax. It's going to be hard. You're going to be there a while. Sit and relax and breathe, because if you're like pushing all the time, you're going to get hemorrhoids. When you get hemorrhoids, then you're going to bleed, and you're going to bleed a lot because of the chemotherapy, and then you run the risk of getting infections because you have hemorrhoids that are open and stuff like that. I know that sounds really nasty, but I just want to tell you. I'm telling y'all up front what could happen, you know? So you gotta be careful, especially if your white cells are down. Gotta be really careful about that. Now, I'm gonna tell you this as a tip. I would use Rolaids. I don't know if you're supposed to. I never asked my doctor about this, but you get a pack of Rolaids, you know, in a little blue pack. Rolaids, not Tums in the bottle. Don't get those. That does not work. Get the Rolaids. Take like 3 Rolaids. Just go sit down or lay down on the bed or something. Go lay on your side, and like I promise, like 3 minutes you will go. Like you go to the bathroom. I'm telling you. I don't know why. I think like Rolaids and Tums have the same thing in them. I don't know. I didn't care. Like it just happened. I had heartburn one night and I took the Rolaids and it was like, hey, you know. So do that if you want. Don't do it because I said so. I'm just telling you what happened with me. But I've even told some people that just had regular constipation and they get the Rolaids and it just go like in no time. Like they be suffering with, you know, because they ate some crazy stuff or whatever, something they shouldn't have had, and they get all jacked up inside. And I'm like, go get some Rolaids, and they pop like 3 Rolaids and gone just like that. So you can try that if you want. You know, like I said, I'm not a healthcare professional, so. But that's what I did, and it really, really worked wonders. Get your suppositories. They are kind of suppositories are not really all that good if you're having chemo, because you can hurt yourself. Just like if you're pushing too hard, if you're trying to like push a suppository up you could rip something, or you know, you just have to be very, very careful about that. You know, I mean, you could use them, but just be very careful because you don't want to bleed. You don't want to have anything to cause you any extra pain, any extra worries, any extra infections, you know. So just be very careful about that. As far as diarrhea, you'll go back and forth like this: constipation, diarrhea, constipation, diarrhea, constipation, diarrhea. As far as diarrhea, it's just the stuff that they always tell you at the doctor. Stay hydrated. The popsicles work great for that. So you're not like chugging down water trying to stay hydrated. You can suck on the popsicles or ice all day long. You can eat crackers. I don't know. I guess the salt in the crackers are kind of really what helps. The salt can kind of sting in the inside of your mouth if your mouth is kind of dry. As far as dry mouth, there are things you can ask the doctor. There are things that you can use in your mouth to keep it moist. There is a mouthwash called Biotin that a lot of people use, and they have a toothpaste and everything. So you should maybe try that, and just make sure you stay hydrated when you have diarrhea or constipation, either one. And as far as your teeth go, you should really try to make sure you see the dentist, because I found out that when you have chemotherapy, it changes your saliva, and it can really like eat away at your teeth and cause you to have cavities, and your teeth can fall out and your gums can get all messed up. So like you go to the dentist and they can help you keep your teeth like, see, I got all of them. But sometimes your gums will bleed. Your gums will bleed a lot when you have chemo. So everything is so tender. You brush and it will bleed, but you have to brush them. The dentist even gave me a kit. It was like a fluoride kit. I know a lot of people don't believe in like using a lot of fluoride and stuff like that. It's in the water and everything. And I know a lot of people that say don't put extra fluoride in your mouth. But hey, they gave me the kit. It worked. It helped. My gums didn't bleed as much, and my teeth stayed in my mouth. Like, my teeth were loose. They were really loose because my gums were, like, loose. I don't know, but they made sure I had proper cleanings, and they would make sure I was known before I had my teeth cleaned, because, like, the chemo, it just causes all kinds of pain and stuff like that. So make sure you see your dentist about that. And dry mouth. And the last thing I guess I want to talk about was being tired. You will be extremely tired. When you go to the doctor, try if you can to have somebody take you. When you go for tests, I made a mistake once. I thought I could make it down the hallway for a test, and I got like halfway there and I had to sit down on the floor, and somebody had to go get a wheelchair for me and bring it to me and put me in the wheelchair and then roll me the rest of the way, because I was that tired. They're like, when you have you go through all that stuff, you are just wiped out. It's like you get tired walking from your bedroom to the bathroom, or it's just like after everything you do, you just want to lay down and go back to sleep. So as far as being tired, just sleep, rest. Make sure you have someone to help you if you can. I know it's not always possible, especially when you have kids. I have a son. I had my son back then too, and we were at my parents' house, so I had help with him, and it's just so hard. Even then, he was in preschool, and the preschool, they sent someone over to do homeschooling with him. I'd be on the couch, knocked out. I'd be knocked out, and they'd be like sitting on the floor or whatever, doing whatever activities, and I'd be sleeping, and then the lady would be like, "Oh, I'm leaving now." I'm like, what? So, there's nothing really you can do, because if you're tired, you're just tired. Your body is going to fall asleep. So just try to eat healthy and get the rest you can get. And that's pretty much it. I don't know if you have any other side effects that I forgot to mention, because there are a lot. So if there's anything else, if you want to talk about something, you have a question, comment, suggestion, anything like that, let me know in the inbox below. Comment box below, or in my inbox. I don't care. Anywhere. Anyways, as always, you guys need to be aware, be safe, and stay happy. Oh, and Merry Christmas, just in case I don't get to make another video, since this is December something 9th, I think. Okay, love y'all. Bye.